Take a moment to look at yourself, not through a mirror, but through the mirror of time. There you will see something most people ignore. We do not grow old simply because the years pass. We grow old because of the lack of awareness in our daily choices. And unfortunately, 99% of people do not realize that the most ordinary foods can determine the speed at which their body is aging. Stoicism reminds us that time is not under our control, but the way we move through time is completely in our hands. People often complain about fatigue, sluggishness, and declining memory, without understanding that the body is only reflecting exactly what they nourish it with every day. They search for medications, supplements, and expensive methods, yet they overlook the one thing with the most enduring power, which is simple, natural foods created with the wisdom of the earth. And to understand this more clearly, imagine a very unique image, which is a hermit living on a high mountain, far away from the rush that the world below is swept into. That man has lived for more than a century, yet his eyes remain bright, his mind stays sharp, and his steps are steady as if age were only a number. His strength does not come from luck and certainly not from magic or luxurious secrets. It comes from a deep understanding that the human body is built and sustained by simple things that people often overlook. He eats with intention, lives with moderation, and treats every meal as a part of training his mind. He does not chase youth. He simply chooses to live correctly, and as a result, youthfulness finds its way to him. The image of the hermit is not meant to mythologize longevity, but to remind us that lasting health is never a mystery. It does not come from anything expensive or distant. It lies right in our hands, in the way we look at food, and in the way we choose to nourish our bodies each day. And the most important thing is that the 8 foods that sustain the hermit's longevity, which he considered the foundation of his strength and clarity, are actually the very foods most people walk past in the supermarket and see every day in their kitchen without understanding their true value. This is not a story about a man on a mountain. This is a reminder that anyone can become the hermit of their own life if they know how to choose what is right for their body and mind. From here, we will go deep into each food, not just to know why it is good, but to understand why it is beneficial and which Stoic lesson lies behind each choice. Because staying youthful is not only a biological story, but also a story of discipline, awareness, and harmony. Let us begin with the first food, which is something small yet powerful in nurturing intelligence and alertness, which is the blueberry. In reality, blueberries are one of the strongest natural weapons against aging, especially brain aging, which protects memory, thinking, clarity, and decision-making. Blueberries are rich in anthocyanins, which are extremely powerful antioxidants that can reduce cellular damage and improve blood flow to the brain. These nutrients act like silent shields that protect nerve cells from the attack of free radicals, which are the biggest factor causing the brain to decline with age. This is why many studies on older adults show that eating blueberries regularly helps improve memory, increase concentration, and maintain mental clarity even at an advanced age. But blueberries are not just a good fruit. They carry a philosophy of living that is very close to the Stoic spirit. True strength does not need noise. Small things, when repeated with discipline, can create a far greater change than you imagine. A handful of blueberries each morning may not bring an immediate sense of magic, but it is one of the most deeply cumulative choices for your health. Just like training calmness or mental discipline, you will not see results on the first day. But when you look back after many months and years, you will notice the clear difference that these small actions bring. Blueberries also remind you that youthfulness is not only smooth skin, but also a sharp brain, clear thinking, and a steady spirit. And to protect this precious asset, sometimes you do not need complicated methods. You only need one small correct choice and maintain it. A handful of blueberries each day is not the habit of someone who wants a diet. It is the habit of someone who wants to live intentionally and nurture their own future. Second, leafy greens are an essential foundation for a body that stays youthful and resilient. It is no coincidence that every healthy diet begins with greens. They contain vitamins A, C, K, folate, and a wide range of essential nutrients that help strengthen bones, keep the eyes bright, support a strong immune system, and continuously regenerate cells. But the true value of leafy greens does not lie only in their nutrition. It lies in the deeper message they carry, which is that the things that are good for you are sometimes not immediately appealing. Leafy greens do not have a strong flavor, they do not bring a satisfying feeling, and they do not stimulate the taste buds like foods that are high in fat or sugar. But that is exactly what makes them sustainable. They nourish the body by quietly making up for what time takes away, which is fiber for a healthy digestive system, antioxidants to reduce inflammation, and vitamins to prevent weakness. A body that consumes enough greens is a body with a solid foundation against aging. And here is a very Stoic lesson. The most valuable things often do not create instant pleasure. Discipline, calmness, and awareness are all difficult to practice if you only chase what is easy. Leafy greens are a symbol of the right choice, not because they are appealing, but because they bring deep and lasting results. Many studies show that people who eat a lot of leafy greens have a lower risk of chronic diseases, a slower rate of cellular aging, and better cognitive function as they grow older. This is not a coincidence. Food always reflects how you treat your body. Choosing greens means choosing protection, choosing well-being, and choosing a proactive way of living. If you want to start making a change, begin with the simplest action, which is adding a bowl of salad, a portion of boiled vegetables, or a little spinach to your breakfast. You do not need to create a revolution in one day. You only need to plant small seeds for your body. Youthfulness does not come from big leaps. It comes from the things you do repeatedly and consistently. Leafy greens remind you that true youth lies in preparation, not in panicking to fight against time. That preparation creates a solid structure that allows you to face life with a flexible body, a clear mind, and a steady spirit. Third, fatty fish such as salmon, mackerel, sardines, herring, and tuna are natural sources of omega-3 that the body cannot produce on its own, but desperately needs to slow the aging process. Omega-3 acts like premium fuel for the brain. It supports nerve cells, reduces inflammation, improves memory, and helps stabilize mood. In particular, DHA in fatty fish is a key component of the brain and helps keep the mind agile and clear over time. Not only that, fatty fish strongly support the cardiovascular system by lowering triglycerides, keeping blood vessels clear, and improving circulation. A body with a healthy cardiovascular system ages more slowly and experiences less fatigue, pain, and physical decline with age. But fatty fish also bring a deeply Stoic lesson. Sometimes to stay healthy and youthful, you must swim against the current of easy habits. The body cannot stay youthful if you only eat based on impulse and choose foods that are fast, convenient, greasy, or sugary. Just as salmon push upstream against powerful waters, people must rise above harmful choices to regain balance and resilience. Adding 2 to 3 servings of fatty fish each week is not too much, but enough to build a foundation for a body that functions efficiently and withstands the pressure of time. And just like every Stoic principle, the important thing is not perfection, it is consistent maintenance. Fourth, walnuts are one of the most symbolic foods when it comes to brain health and longevity. Just by looking at their shape with folds resembling the human cortex, you can immediately see the message nature is conveying, which is that this is a food created for clarity, intelligence, and sharp thinking. Walnuts are rich in plant-based omega-3, fiber, protein, polyphenols, and many antioxidant compounds. These nutrients not only help protect nerve cells from oxidation, but also support blood circulation, reduce inflammation, and improve communication between cells. When consumed regularly, walnuts help enhance memory, improve concentration, and reduce the risk of cognitive decline with age. But what makes walnuts truly special is the philosophical lesson they carry. Great values often hide behind simple appearances. The shell of a walnut is hard, rough, and not very appealing. But inside it holds a source of energy that nourishes the mind in a way that aligns with the Stoic spirit, which is focusing on essence and not judging by appearance. Just like self-discipline, what matters is not form but the endurance and true qualities being cultivated within. Walnuts also teach us that clarity does not come from sudden moments. It comes from small actions repeated in silence. A handful of nuts each day may not be grand or glamorous, but it is the first step to keeping the brain functioning well, stabilizing mood, and giving the body a solid foundation to resist the effects of time. You do not need to change everything. You only need to begin with one small but correct choice, and a handful of walnuts each day is one of those correct choices. Fifth, foods rich in probiotics are among the most important factors in slowing down aging, yet they are something most people never think about. People pay attention to their skin, hair, and muscles, but they forget the place that quietly controls almost every function in the body, which is the gut microbiome. Inside you exists a biological city made up of trillions of beneficial and harmful bacteria. This microbiome directly affects digestion, inflammation levels, immunity, nutrient absorption, sleep quality, and even mood. When the microbiome is balanced, the body functions smoothly. When it becomes imbalanced, the aging process accelerates and health declines noticeably. Probiotics found in naturally fermented yogurt, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, natto, and other fermented foods are the source of beneficial bacteria that help restore harmony to this system. Science shows that consuming probiotics regularly helps reduce inflammation, which is one of the leading causes of aging, strengthens immunity, improves digestion, and supports mental well-being. But the deepest value of probiotics lies in the Stoic lesson they remind us of. The most important things often lie where the eyes cannot see. People easily focus on the outside, such as wrinkles, weight, and hair color, but they overlook the silent imbalances inside the gut, which determines 70% of the immune system and influences the entire body. Probiotics remind us that if you want to stay youthful, you must take care of the inside before the outside. You must treat the root before the branches. You must restore inner balance before hoping that youthfulness will appear on the surface. Just a small portion of fermented food each day, such as a spoon of yogurt, a little kimchi or sauerkraut, is enough to nourish the quiet city inside your body, the place that determines whether you age quickly or slowly. If you want sustainability, begin with what cannot be seen. Sixth, green tea is one of the most symbolic foods for longevity and for cleansing both body and mind. More than just a simple beverage, green tea contains powerful compounds such as catechins and EGCG, which are considered biological shields that help fight oxidation, reduce inflammation, support circulation, and protect cells from weakening over time. Modern research shows that green tea can improve brain function, increase alertness, support weight control, and reduce the risk of many chronic diseases. However, the true value of green tea does not lie only in its nutrients, but in the ritual of drinking tea, which is a moment when a person allows themselves to slow down. And here is a lesson rich in the Stoic spirit. Stillness is the foundation of inner strength. When you drink tea, you pause, relax, and allow both your body and mind to step away from the disturbances of daily life. A small cup, a gentle warmth spreading through you, a moment to listen to yourself. This is a remedy no expensive food can replace. Green tea reminds us that to stay youthful, you do not always need to do more. Sometimes you only need to slow down so the body has a chance to recover and the mind can regain clarity. Drinking 2 to 3 cups a day is a small action, but enough to maintain harmony, alertness, and resilience over time. Seventh, turmeric is one of the spices considered the gold of nature, not because of its bright color, but because of its powerful anti-inflammatory ability and its deep impact on long-term health. The main active compound in turmeric, curcumin, has been proven to reduce inflammation, neutralize free radicals, and protect cells from damage, which are the factors that significantly contribute to aging. Silent inflammation is a small flame that many people do not see. It does not cause pain immediately, but it wears down the body little by little every day. Curcumin works like an elite silent force that helps extinguish those sparks before they grow into something bigger. This is why turmeric has clear benefits for the heart, joints, digestive system, and even brain function. But turmeric is not just a food, it is a Stoic symbol. To be resilient, you must learn to address the things that quietly harm you from within. Just like negative emotions, dripping stress, or accumulated worries. If you do not face them directly, they will destroy you from the inside without you realizing it. Adding a little turmeric to your meals, making a cup of golden milk, or using turmeric with black pepper to enhance absorption is not only an act of taking care of your body, but also a reminder to nurture inner balance. Turmeric teaches you that youthfulness begins with keeping your inner world quiet and free from the silent burn of hidden issues. Eighth, dark chocolate, especially the kind containing 70% cacao or more, is one of the biggest surprises on the list of foods that slow aging. Many people think of chocolate as a guilty pleasure, but in reality, dark chocolate is rich in flavonoids, which are powerful antioxidants that protect blood vessels, support circulation, and reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. The flavonoids in chocolate help improve blood flow, slightly lower blood pressure, and enhance brain function. Some studies even show that consuming dark chocolate in moderation can improve mood by stimulating the body to produce serotonin, which is the natural happiness chemical. But dark chocolate brings a very Stoic lesson. Joy only has true value when it goes hand in hand with moderation. Eating too much chocolate becomes a burden on the body, but enjoying 1 or 2 small pieces each day becomes a ritual of balance that nourishes both health and soul. The gentle bitterness of dark chocolate reminds us that life is also a mix of bitterness and sweetness. Only when you accept both can you taste its full flavor. Chocolate teaches that youthfulness is not only in a healthy body, but also in the ability to find joy in just the right amount, neither lacking nor excessive. Adding a piece of dark chocolate at the end of the day is like a reminder that taking care of yourself is not only about nutrition, but also about the art of living with awareness and balance. When you look back at the 8 foods that seem simple yet hold great power in slowing aging, you will realize that the most important point does not lie in each food on its own. Whether it is blueberries, leafy greens, fatty fish, walnuts, fermented foods, green tea, turmeric, or dark chocolate, each one has its own benefits, but none of them alone can create lasting youth. The real secret lies in the way they come together in a harmonious whole. And it is this harmony, not any superfood, that forms the foundation of a youthful body and a clear mind in the Stoic spirit. The human body does not operate on a single variable. It is like a complex network that connects nutrition, movement, emotions, sleep, and the way you face daily life. One imbalance is enough to shake the entire system. You may eat many good foods, but if you live under stress, sleep little, avoid movement, or carry silent, built-up emotions, your body will still age quickly. On the other hand, if you maintain balance in every area, your body will make the most of every nutrient you give it. This is the core spirit of Stoic philosophy, which is moderation, awareness, and knowing where to place your mind. A person who lives with moderation does not chase extremes, does not indulge excessively, and does not push themselves to exhaustion. They choose the middle ground, where both body and mind have space to recover. In eating, moderation means understanding that you do not need to be perfect, you do not need to cut out every food you enjoy, and you do not need to turn your diet into a battlefield. You only need consistency with the correct choices most of the time, and allow yourself flexibility when needed. Balance also shows in your attitude toward life. Sometimes you need to move forward, but sometimes you must know when to stop. Sometimes you need to put in effort, but sometimes you must listen to the silent messages of your body and rest. A body that stays youthful is not one that works non-stop. It is one that lives according to its natural rhythm, which is eating when truly hungry, stopping when enough, sleeping well, moving regularly, thinking clearly, and avoiding letting the mind be pulled into things beyond your control. When you live this way, you do not fight against time. You move with time. And it is this harmony that helps you keep your youth without struggle or force. When you understand this, you will also see those 8 foods differently. They are not miracle cures. They are symbols of proactiveness, of small correct actions, of habits that accumulate into long-term results. A handful of blueberries in the morning, a serving of leafy greens in each meal, a fatty fish dish a few times a week, a few walnuts, a spoon of fermented food, a cup of green tea, a little turmeric, a piece of dark chocolate. These small things, when blended into a balanced lifestyle, become a strong foundation that helps you stay youthful naturally. And that is also the spirit of Stoicism, which is not chasing what is flashy, but choosing what is right. Not seeking sudden change, but choosing endurance. not focusing on what you cannot control, but nurturing what lies in your hands, which is each meal, each breath, each thought, and each small action. When you choose to live this way, you give yourself the greatest gift, which is a healthy body and a peaceful mind in the face of time. And if the things in this video give you a new perspective, even just a small moment of clarity, leave a comment as a commitment to yourself. It does not need to be long or perfect. Just a simple sentence such as, "I choose vitality," or "I age with wisdom." This is not only a phrase, but a reminder for you to begin taking action. If you want to continue the journey of living with awareness, balance, and health in the Stoic spirit, press like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Your support is the motivation for us to continue creating inspirational and helpful content for you. For those who want to live not only longer, but deeper, brighter, and more peacefully. Wishing you the ability to keep balance in every choice and let each passing day become a gentle yet powerful step on the journey of aging well from within. Live in a way that each passing year adds not only age, but also depth to who you are.